Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is my first video in Apex learning journey. So in this video, we will understand the Apex development process. So let's go and get started. Apex development starts in a separate sandbox. So let me explain you about Sandbox. It is a separate isolated environment used for configuration and customization and that holds the same configuration and metadata of the production org. Apex development cannot be done directly in production environment. It has to be written in developer sandbox and the code coverage should be at least 75% through test class in order to move the code to production. So let's move on to next slide. Um, we can create a developer or sandbox org and we can run our Apex in production org, developer org or a sandbox org. But we can not develop the Apex in production org. The development of Apex can be done in developer org or a sandbox org. So let's understand what is production org. An org that has live users accessing your data. So basically that is your live application, right? And where users are accessing company's data. Developer org, an org created with developer edition account. So basically it is a full featured copy of the platform available for free, and we can sign up for Salesforce developer edition by visiting salesforcedeveloper.com sign up. So uh, this developer edition we can use for Salesforce learning. Sandbox org, an org created on our production org, and it is a copy of our production org. So, so once we buy the license from the Salesforce and from production org, we can create Sandbox. So, so let's understand what are the different types of sandboxes available in Salesforce. There are four types of sandboxes: developer, Developer Pro, partial data, and full copy sandbox. So let's understand the difference between each sandboxes. So developer sandbox has a refresh interval 1 day, capacity 200 MB, and it includes configuration, Apex and metadata, and all users. Whereas Developer Pro have the same thing but has more capacity 1 GB. So that is the only difference. Whereas partial data sandbox uh, having more capacity 5 GB, it includes configuration, Apex metadata, all users, record. Um, uh, it also includes record. We can have sample of selected objects and also we have sandbox template support. So and the capacity of this sandbox is 5 GB. Sandbox particularly we can use for integration. And full copy sandbox. So full copy sandbox, it has same capacity is same as a production org. It includes configuration, Apex, and metadata, all users. It includes records, so we can have all or selected objects, and it has support for sandbox template, and also it includes history and metadata. And the refresh interval time for full copy sandbox is 29 days. So that is the difference between the sandboxes. So normally we use full copy sandbox for UAT testing. So let me explain you what is the refresh interval time and what role it plays. Suppose there are three sandboxes, dev 1, dev 2, dev 3, and respective developers are working on each sandbox. So once they finish their customization, they migrate their changes to production environment. So after release, they want to start the work on the same customization that production environment has. So instead of creating new sandbox, we can just refresh the sandbox. So after hitting the refresh button, we'll get the same customization and metadata what production org has. So let's move on to the next slide. Developer console. Developer console is an integrated development environment with a collection of tools, and we can use to create, debug, test application in our Salesforce organization. So developer console support following task. We can write code and and we can also use for compiling code. So whenever we say trigger or class, the code is automatically compiled and compilation errors will be reported immediately. Debugging. We can view debug logs and set checkpoints that aid in debugging. Testing. We can execute tests of specific test classes or all tests in our organization, and we can view test results, and also we can inspect the code coverage. And checking performance, we can inspect the debug logs to locate performance bottlenecks. And also it support SOQL queries. We can query data in our organization and view the result using the query editor. So writing test in Apex supports the creation and execution of unit tests. Unit tests are class methods that verify whether a particular code is working properly or not. So unit test method take no arguments, commit no data to the database, and no emails. Such methods are flagged with the is test annotation in the method definition. Unit test method must be defined in test classes is that classes are annotated with at the rate is test. Let's understand deploying Apex to Salesforce production org. So there are many ways through which we can deploy um, our changes or customization to production org. So using change set is one of the way that is available in Salesforce user interface, and through which we can migrate the changes from one org to another org. And we can migrate changes from developer sandbox, then full copy sandbox, then full copy sandbox to production org. So that is the path that we generally take. And also that there is one tool available, and migration tool. And migration tool, it is a command line tool for moving the metadata between a local directory and a Salesforce organization. So through this tool, we can retrieve components, create scripted deployment, and repeat deployment process. And there are other tools in the market which are called CI/CD tools. So stand for continuous integration and deployment tools like Flowsum, Copado, and GearSet. So there are many other tools available as well. So I have just mentioned few tools here. I'll conclude my video here, and I'll connect with you in my next video with some more knowledge in our Apex learning journey. And so stay connected, and thanks for watching my videos.